Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Or should I say, my palette! Oh my god, you guys. Today's video I've been wanting to film for literally so many months now, it is not even funny. Today is the grand reveal of my sister collection with Morphe that I've been working on for over a year now, and I am so beyond excited to show you guys everything that we have in store. First of all, can we just talk about that little commercial that you just saw? Fully produced by me, makeup by me, music by me, and my best friends Anthony and Brenna. So much fun, so good, so fresh. So I guess we should just like jump into it. I figured I should show you guys the James Charles Artistry palette first. Oh my god, this is the packaging right here. We have this beautiful look right here that you guys just saw at the end of the campaign commercial. I created this over 6 months ago now, and you have no idea. I have never wanted to post an Instagram picture more in my entire life, but I've had to hold it back and keep it a secret. I am so proud of how this look turned out. It was inspired by my look from 2017, blank canvas, and we have this beautiful light gray packaging. And we have Morphe X James Charles and my iconic sister signature in just a white glossy font. The packaging is super minimalist, but I absolutely love it and think it is just so chic. If we turn the palette to the back, we have this cute little note from me, Sister James. It says, "Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my palette. I love glam, but I also have a huge passion for crazy, colorful, outside of the box makeup, and I created this palette with that in mind. I included every beautifully formulated shade necessary to create literally any look you could possibly imagine." We'll get into that in a second. "I cannot wait to see what you come up with when you unleash your inner artist." James Charles. That's me! This is my palette! As well as the palette, we also have my brush collection launching as well. These two together complete the James Charles x Morphe sister collection. I am so beyond excited. This is basically my all-time favorite Morphe brushes and also a few different new brushes that I made myself as well. I'm gonna be jumping into this a little bit later on in the video, so make sure you stay tuned. But for now, let's jump into this baby. If we just pop her right on open, this is a brand new one. Comes in bubble wrap so it stays protected when it's shipping. Ta-da! Oh my god, there she is! So the palette comes in matte black, soft touch. I literally love how these feel so much. And the text on the front is in shiny black. It says Morphe X James Charles. Just like the packaging on the outside in the white, it is just very sleek, minimalistic, very much my overall style. Oh my god, I haven't opened this on camera before. I'm so excited! Okay. Okay, if you open it up, we have, hallelujah, hallelujah. 39 beautiful, amazing colors. Now at the top of the packaging, we have this little saying right up here that you heard at the end of the campaign commercial in my little ASMR voice. And that is, unleash your inner artist. Now, I've had this quote in the notes app on my phone for literally 2 years now, and I knew that I wanted to use it for a big project, and hello, what better to use it for than this eyeshadow palette? My mission as an artist since I joined the community has always just been making it fun, creating new content, doing things that nobody would ever dare to do, taking a step away from tutorials and making beauty videos actually entertaining, playing with color, playing with avant-garde looks that most people wouldn't necessarily deem wearable everyday content. And through doing that, I've been able to express myself and put myself out there and find all of you sisters and find such an amazing audience that also has such a love and appreciation for art. So that is why we are unleashing our inner artist with this collection. Now, obviously, you'll notice that there is a plastic wrap that comes over all the shades. This obviously protects them while traveling, but all the shade names are also listed on every single one of the colors. There are 39 iconic shade names that you guys are definitely going to recognize from all my sister sayings, and also some things that definitely have a personal meaning to me as well. We're gonna get into those in a quick second, but for now, I'm just going to take this off and show you guys the palette in all of its glory. Obviously, you guys know the Morphe palettes usually come with 35, but this one comes with 39 with the middle row all having bigger pans. This is obviously remodeled after the 39A, which is the palette that launched last holiday season that I was actually the model for. I'm gonna dive into each individual shade in a second, but before I do that, I wanna split the palette into 3 sections and kind of explain how I organized it and why it looks like what it does, and it's gonna make a lot more sense right now. So, unleash your inner artist. The whole point of creating my sister collection with Morphe was that I felt like there was something missing on the market, and that was one eyeshadow palette that could truly create any single look. Now I know this palette is obviously very big, but the whole point in making this was that you could travel with it, take it anywhere, take it on set if you're a working makeup artist, have it in your kit if you're an in-home beauty guru like myself, and literally be able to create any single look imaginable. So the top 2 rows of the palette are for my more everyday wearable glam shade type of people. Now the middle middle row, you'll notice are all the bigger shades. Now, Morphe did this for the first time in the 39A palette, and they did that all the transition shades, which I thought was so cool to have a transition shade for each different skin tone, but you definitely don't need 7 transition shades. So what did I do? I made these 7 middle shades all of the most used shades, no matter what look you're creating. So we have a matte white and a matte black, perfect for setting your base or deepening anything up, whether it be a typical everyday glam look or an artistry or even a drag look. We have a highlighting shade. This is literally one of the most beautiful highlighters ever. I will show you in a second. And then these 4 colors are all 4 colors needed to create literally any warm tone smoky eye. So you have your transition shade, you have your deepening shade, you have your further deepening shade, and then you have your further deepening shade. Now what you've all been waiting for, last but certainly not least, the bottom 2 rows of the palette are all of our rainbow shades. Now, as an artist and starting off, I have always wanted my perfect rainbow eyeshadow kit, but I have never been able to find it. Obviously, the Morphe 35B has been something that I've used for a very, very long time, but it is gone now. RIP, gone, and now to be forgotten, to replace by this baby right here. There were definitely a lot of shades in there that I felt like needed a major, major improvement. So when I had this palette idea, I worked with Morphe very, very closely to formulate every single one of these shades to create literally the most bomb rainbow eyeshadow colors you will ever see in your entire life. So before we actually get into the individual swatches, I do want to kind of go over each of the individual formulas we have going on in here because there are quite a few. I did tell you guys that this is a very, very versatile palette, and I was definitely not lying. So we of course have our beautiful metallic shades all throughout the palette. They're going to be applied best with your finger or a damp brush using a sister setting spray. We do have one glitter kind of metallic pigment as well. You guys are going to be shook when you see this, and this is kind of like a layering shade that is best pat on lightly. We have one beautiful blinding highlight shade as well, and then of course majority of this palette is beautiful, vibrant, pigmented rainbow matte shades. Now I do want to touch on the matte shades and some of these formulas behind them because most of the mattes in this palette are considered pressed pigments and not typical eyeshadows. Now, what does that mean? I didn't know until very recently when I was formulating this with Morphe, but now I do, so I want to share it with you guys. The ingredients in pressed pigments are just slightly different than eyeshadows, and they are actually exactly what their name says. It is literally just the actual color pigment pressed right into a pan ready for you to use, whereas an eyeshadow has a lot of other stuff mixed in it as well to make it perform really beautifully. Now, that being said, by doing pressed pigments, it allows you to make the most vibrant, true to color product ever, and I am so incredibly proud of these. As an artist, I will say straight up to you guys, some of these pressed pigments are a little bit harder to work with just because you have to use slightly different techniques, but once you figure them out, they are so incredibly beautiful, and I know that you guys are going to fall in love with them. So, my advice to you, I personally found that packing on the pressed pigments with a flat brush works the absolute best to get maximum color payoff and to make sure all the shadows stay in place. And as well, I always use Shape Tape or my concealer as an eyelid primer before doing any eyeshadow. For the pressed pigments, I would actually not recommend this. Now, this may come as a little bit of a shock to you guys, but if you've been subscribed to me for a very, very long time, you know that I am definitely a firm believer in the makeup conspiracy that primer is a scam. Now, I low-key still do stand behind that to this day, but when it comes to these pressed pigments, I swear to God, you guys, myself and the Morphe team have found out over the past several months that using these pressed pigments on an actual product that is formulated for the eyelids is going to make the shades perform so beautifully, and it's going to give you the best results possible. Now, I really like using the MAC paint pot for this, and I also like the Morphe eyelid primer as well. It is only a few dollars with code James for 10% off your purchase. I've never believed in this, I've never cared enough, but through trying these pressed pigments, I will 100% say confidently that you're going to want to use a product specifically formulated for the eyelids for maximum blendability, for maximum payoff, and for maximum pigmentation. With all that being said, let's jump into the swatches. So the first shade in the top left corner is called Canvas. It is inspired by my iconic blank canvas look from last year. It is just a super light bone color shade and is perfect for setting the lid, aka starting off with a blank canvas. You can barely see that because it's like my skin tone color, but it's there, I promise. Next up we have the shade Ring Light, which is obviously inspired by my iconic yearbook story that started it all. And this one is just like a metallic kind of bright gold. It's literally almost metallic white. And here's what it looks like. So pretty, hello. Next to Ring Light, we have this gold shade called So Good. I love this color so much. When creating a gold, I really wanted it to be a light, true gold. I feel like so many golds either read too bronzy or too yellow, and this one is like right in the middle. So good. Wow, I'm not good at swatches. Okay. Oopsies. Next to So Good, we have this bright orange shade, which is called 518, inspired by my hometown area code. My school colors were orange and black, so this is like a little ode to my past life, basically. And this one is a bright, vivid orange. Now, this formula looks matte, but it is one of the shades in the palette that is a pressed pigment. Here is 518. Oh, so good. Right there. Next to 518, we have a little bit more of a vivid orange color. This one is called Rusted, because I always say crusted, busted, dusted, and rusted, and it's kind of what this color reminds me of. So pigmented. This shade right here is a metallic bright orange color, and it is called Halloween, inspired by my favorite time of the entire year, and when I officially started doing makeup for the first time. Oh my God. All the metallic shades in this palette are truly unmatched. Look at that. Next to Halloween, we have this really unique brownie gold type of shade right here. This one is going to be perfect for placing right on the lid for a smoky, sultry look. And this one is called Wig. Oh my God, gorge. And then finally, to complete the top row, we have this cool tone brown shade called Tea, because I love a good sister sip of tea. And this is literally just the perfect cool tone brown for deepening up any look. And that is the first row of the glam shades all done. So starting out the second row right here, we have this light cool tone brown shade called Punch Me, named after two of my best friends in the entire world, Ethan and Grayson. Our friendship literally started from me leaving thirst comments on their Instagram pictures, and that's still how it is today. This is just a super easy, basic color for any go-to glam look. There is still eyeshadow on my arm. I am not good at this. Next to Punchy, we have this peachy, pinky, champagne-y metallic color, and this one is called Sister. I just wanted a super beautiful, soft, light color, perfect for putting on the lids of any glam looks, just because you guys make me soft and kind of happy a lot, and that's what the shade reminds me of. So next door to Sister, we have this cool tone mauve shade right here called Mary. Now this is actually not named after Flashback Mary. This is named after my best friend, Drew. Now, Mary used to actually be a term that was used derogatorily. Is that a word? It was a derogatory term towards gay people a very, very long time ago, but the gays have reclaimed it, as we always do, and now me and all my gay friends always say, "Hey Mary," whenever we walk in, and this started from me and Drew. I love this color. So next to Mary, we have this shade right here called Literally. Now, this is literally one of my favorite colors in the entire palette, because it is like this bright pinky peach color, and it is slightly metallic, and when you swatch it, it actually, gonna be honest, is not even that impressive, but I'm going to tell you why I love it so much. It looks like this when you swatch it. I guess that is still really, really pretty, but you can either layer on a lot of it and get a color just like this, which obviously is very, very stunning, or you can use it in little doses, which is how I personally love it. So if you take a brush like this, which is like the M501, this isn't my brush set, I'll be talking about this in a little bit, you can apply it just right on the cheekbone and it'll give you a beautiful light pink glow. Or you can use it on an E4 brush, which is my all-time favorite blush brush, also available in my brush set, and you can pack just a little bit more on. And because it's like a peach color right in between pink and orange, you can blend it right in between your highlighter and the bronzer, and it'll blend it together so, so, so beautifully. I'm obsessed with Literally. This shade right here is the color that I am the most proud about releasing in this palette now. This shade right here is called You're Kidding, and you're gonna see why it's called that when I swatch it in about 3 seconds from now, but I have wanted a true red color in an eyeshadow palette since I started doing makeup, and it does not exist. Literally every single red is either not pigmented, or it tends to run too magenta or too orange. This is red. Are you ready for this? You're kidding. So good! Ah! That's mine! Look at that! Oh my God! When have you ever seen a matte red that good? Look at that swatch! We went back and forth on formulations for this shade so many times, but you guys, I cannot wait for you to have this in your hands and start playing with it, because this is literally the best red eyeshadow on the entire market, and I can say that so confidently. That's You're Kidding. Next to You're Kidding, we have the shade Shook, and this is a metallic cranberry red. Now this is not actually similar to Halloween, and I'll swatch them next to each other. I really wanted to create a metallic cranberry red because I feel like a lot of the metallic orange and metallic red shades tend to look very, very similar, and I wanted that true metallic red shade that you can put right over You're Kidding and have it look so beautiful. Look at how good that looks. Next to Shook, we have this deep matte red maroon color right here called Boutique. Now this is obviously named after my best friend Laura and her entire family who owns Laura's Boutique, an amazing clothing business located right here in Whittier, California. Laura is my best friend in the entire world and our family has done so much for me. I actually lived with Laura and her family for 6 months before ever moving to so good. What was I saying? Before actually ever moving to LA, and I cannot thank, I don't want to start crying. And I cannot thank her and her family enough for everything that they've done for me. Moving on right away. Oh, need to move on right now. And the last shade in the second row is this deep kind of eggplanty color right here, and this one is called Benny. This is named after my family puppy from back home. I literally miss him so much. I don't know if you guys have ever actually met him before, but he is pretty much this color, and this is just going to be a perfect shade for deepening up any look. That was a disgusting swatch, I'm scared. Try that again. This is the shade Benny. And that is the second row of shadows all complete. So moving on to the third row, all the ones with the bigger pans. Once again, these are probably gonna be the ones that you guys are gonna get the most use out of. Starting off from the far left, we have the white shade, which of course is named Flashback. Now, creating a matte white shade was something that I've wanted to do for so long now because I feel like so many of them are literally so bad. You put them on and it just disappears. This is not that. Watch this. Gonna dip my finger in. Now I'm gonna do a regular swatch. Very okay looking, right? Wrong. Gonna dip the same finger in, gonna grab more. There's a second layer. And there is your third layer of white. I wanted to create a white eyeshadow that you could actually layer and build up to a pure white because I feel like getting this bright is like literally not possible with so many other brands. The shade is especially going to be perfect for all my drag queen friends that like to highlight their brow bones or use their cut creases with a bright white shade and set it in place. Flashback Mary stuck with me for a very long time, and I promise you, you are definitely gonna wanna have Flashback sticking with you for a while. Next to Flashback, we have the shade Face, and this is just a champagne-y gold highlighting color. I think it is so beautiful. I literally took all my favorite highlighters that I use on an everyday makeup basis and brought them in, and I was like, I wanna create this all together. Next to Face, we have this light orange transition shade right here called Tune. Get it? Face, Tune. I'm so funny. And this is gonna be the first shade out of the whole like warm tone smoky series that we have going on right here in the middle. This shade is just going to be the perfect wash of color to put down first, just to get your warm tone look ready to go. Next, right in the middle of the palette, we have this orange shade called Code James. And then next to Code James, we have this beautiful burnt orange shade right here, perfect for deepening up your crease of any warm tone look. And of course, this one is going to be called, you guessed it, 10% off, which don't forget to use Code James for 10% off your sister collection when this launches. Next to 10% off, we have this warm tone brown color right here, perfect for finishing up your brown smoky eyes. And this one is called No Beans. This is obviously named after one of my all-time favorite foods in the entire world, my Chipotle burrito bowls, in which I get no beans. Last but finally not least, after No Beans, we have the black shade in the palette called Spooky. I named this after my love for all things spooky, like horror movies and Halloween. I just love being sister spooked. My arm is literally raw from wiping away all these swatches. Who can Ian!
What?
Can you come here, please? Can I use your arm to do some swatches quickly?
I guess, yeah, sure.
Wow, love when I don't have to put up a fight. Okay, good. So starting out with the rainbow shades in the bottom of the palette, the first color we have right here is the bright yellow, and this one is called B, named after actually me and Ian's mom, Christy B. That is her nickname. That's the best yellow eyeshadow literally in the entire world. Look at that!
Good and crisp.
Look at how bright that is! So good! So good! Don't make fun of me. So next door to B, we have this metallic greeny shade that has kind of gold reflex and glitters, and this one is called Guac, also named after Chipotle and my love for Mexican food.
Tasty.
Look at that color, that's so good. Next to Guac, we have this metallic bright teal shade right here, and this one is called Hello. Hello, look at how pretty that is! You're literally kidding!
Hello? Yeah, every other palette called it want their pigmentation back. Yeah, he laughed at me.
Thanks, Ian. Next to Hello, we have this bright teal shade right here called Playground. Now, this shade is named after one of my best friends in the entire world, Anthony Gargiula. You guys know him as we've always done our singing covers together, but me and Anthony actually met each other on a playground in 4th grade. I was following him around. I wanted to be his best friend. He did not want to be mine. and that story's a long one. This shade is called Playground, and it just means so much to me to be able to name a shade after Anthony in the palette. He was also part of creating the music for the commercial as well, which was just so cool. Love you, Anthony, the absolute most. Next word of Playground, we have this shade right here, and this one is called
Brother.
named after Sister Ian.
My favorite shade.
Favorite shade in the entire palette. It's just like a true, like, blue. I don't even know, like, it's just like blue. There's no green in it, there's no purple in it, it's just like literally true blue. And I'm obsessed with it. I think it is literally so pretty. I will say, you picked a really, really hard color to do. This is by far one of the hardest ones to formulate in the entire palette. You gave me so many issues, but it did turn out really, really beautiful in the end. This one, just like 518, is one of the pressed pigments, so you do have to work with this in a little bit of a different way. This one is gonna perform best when you use packing motions right on the lid to really make sure that color is locked in place, as opposed to like big blending moments. That's Brother.
For a real one.
So pigmented.
So brothery.
Next word of Brother, we have this shade right here, and this one is called Artistry in honor of the palette's name. And I don't exactly know how to describe this formula because it's not metallic, it's like glittery.
Glittery purple.
The shadow almost has a little bit of like a wet formula, and it has a slight blue. You can see it on camera. You can never see pigments like that on camera.
Oh my god.
That's exciting, that's good. Now, obviously it does swatch very, very beautifully, but we actually created the shade in mind for layering. So whether it be over a black or a dark purple or even like a white shade, we created this color to really just make it pop and sparkle with blues and purples over top of a base for maximum payoff. Next to Artistry, we have this matte magenta shade right here, and this one is called Love That.
Love that.
Love that. And last in this row, we have the light pink shade right here, and this one is named after my favorite drink in the entire world, Pinkity Drinkity. Now the shade definitely does not swatch the most pigmented, but it's actually, oh, wow, you can, there it is. Ooh, I was getting worried there for a second. It does not swatch the most pigmented, but it is supposed to be a light wash of color either on the lid or as a transition shade when it comes to blending in any pink colors later on. And that is the first row of the rainbow shades all done. Starting off the last row of the rainbow shades, we have the bright neon green right here in the bottom left-hand corner, and this one is called Social Blade. Literally, best name in the entire world. Major thank you to Social Blade for actually allowing us to use it in this palette, but it's beautiful and green, just like my Social Blade. Thanks to you guys. Next to Social Blade, we have this beautiful dark forest green shade right here, and this one is called Daddy, named after Laura's husband and one of my best friends, Victor. You guys have seen him in all my Daddy Does My Makeup and voiceover videos. This was his favorite color in the palette. Just this beautiful green shade. Okay, I think my arm is good now. You can go. Thank you.
Alright, no problem, man. Congratulations. Hard work pays off.
Thanks, Ian.
Yep.
Love you.
I'm gonna go play Fortnite.
Okay, bye. Next to Daddy, we have this metallic aqua shade right here, and this one is called Cape Cod, named after the beaches of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Now, we did go to Cape Cod, Massachusetts every single year, and we definitely made the most out of it. Our memories that we have there are so incredibly fun. I truly do miss it so much, and I created this color based off all the memories of the beautiful water and oceans in Cape Cod. Next door to Cape Cod, we have this deep blue shade right here, and this one is called Cola, named after Pepsi and my sad addiction to soda that I really need to get over. Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely still do love Coca-Cola too, but I just needed a good name for the dark blue shade, and thus was born Cola. Next, we have this deep metallic blue shade right here. This one is called Acapella, named after my love for acapella music. It is so much fun for me to sing with all my best friends and create beautiful parts and harmonies without any instruments. Oh, look at how pretty that is. You're literally kidding me. So good, acapella. Next, we have this deep purple plum shade right here, and this one is called Escape. You guys know I love escape rooms. There's literally nothing in the entire world that makes me happier than solving an escape room. I don't know why, I just love using my brain and strategizing and problem solving. It is so much fun, and it was also so much fun creating this purple as well. Just like Brother, this is one of the little bit more tricky shades to work with. You do have to definitely pack it on because it is a pressed pigment, but when you do it right, look at how beautiful that color is. Next door to Escape, we have this beautiful bright purple shade, and this one is called Single, named after me. Who needs a boyfriend when you can have a beautiful purple eyeshadow? Still me, honestly. And last but finally not least, the bright neon pink shade in the bottom right-hand corner. This shade is called Skip in honor of my father. This is his favorite color in the entire palette, and Skip is his nickname that every single one of his friends call him. This pink shade in the formulation I am so incredibly proud of. Just like you're kidding, it is one of my favorite shades in the entire palette, and I know that my father is very proud of me as well, and all the work that I put in. It just means a lot that I was able to name a shade after him for this palette, and That is the rainbow, all complete. Sisters, those are all 39 shades, and how they swatch, what they are called, what they mean to me, and how beautiful they are in my palette that I created with Morphe. You guys have no idea how much love and care and work and sleepless nights went into the creation and planning of this palette. I've had this idea in my head for so long now, and I cannot thank the Morphe team enough for working with me and believing in me and making my vision come to life. You guys, I am so incredibly proud of this palette. I've been using it for several months now on the DL. I'm sure you picked up at this point, but I could not wait for you guys to have this in your hands. So that is all the details with the palette out of the way, but I did say we were coming out with the sister collection, and that means we also have a brush set. So you might be a little bit surprised that I've created a brush set, and that is because if you've been following me for a very, very long time, I've actually publicly said before that I don't really like brush sets, and you can quote me on that because for the most part, I still stand behind that to this day. But the reason behind that is because I feel like in so many brush sets, there are either too many brushes to the point where you won't use half them because they're stupid brushes that serve no purpose, or the actual set is too small to where you have to order 20 extra brushes in order to make it a full usable set. This brush set is not that. So when I got the opportunity to make a brush set, at first I was like, no. But then I was like, oh, actually, yeah, I probably should just make literally the best brush set in the entire world. And that is this brush set right here. This baby contains 34 brushes. And just like the palette, I created it with all artists in mind that you can literally create any single look with it. So when you open up the box of the brush set, it comes just like this. All 34 brushes and a contour and blending sponge right inside of a custom James Charles x Morphe tubby case. This is so cute. I love these for storing on my makeup table. I have so many of them over here that I keep all my brushes in, and they're perfect for traveling as well. It comes with, oh yeah, obviously. It comes with the top as well. Duh, I probably should say that. I just took it off so it looks kind of cute for like a good little display moment, you feel me? But this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go through the collection kind of quickly just to show you guys exactly what's in here. If you're a true avid Morphe fan, you probably might have a lot of these in your collection already. Aside from the new brushes that I created, I'll get into those in a quick short second, but buying this brush kit is definitely not a necessity. If anything, I would definitely recommend the palette out of the two of them, but I did want to create this for all my artists out there as the perfect brush set because I did truly feel like it was missing from the market. I'm gonna go in the same order that I do my routine in, and starting off, we have a foundation brush. This is the M439. In my opinion, this is by far the best foundation brush in the entire world, but if you're like me and you don't actually like using foundation brushes, sorry. They actually let me include the Morphe Contour and Highlight Blending Sponge, which I absolutely love. When you soak them in water, they actually get so large, which I love for quick foundation application. I prefer this much over a foundation brush, but like I said, this set was created for everyone, so they are both here and you can pick whichever one you want. Next, for setting my face in place, we have the E48 brush. This is just a taper powder brush that I like to use right underneath the eyes to pack on the powder. Super cute. Next for contouring, we have the M405. This is just a fluffy angle brush. I love this for chiseling out the cheekbones. Now, while we're in the process of contouring, I did tell you guys that I created a few different custom brushes for this brush collection. So I want to tell you about the first one, and that is, bam, the E62. Now, this is a tiny angled synthetic fluffy brush, and this is for snatching the nose. You guys know that I live for a good sister snatched schnoz. If you scroll back to my old throwback photos, my nose contour is looking absolutely horrifying, but once I learned how to contour properly and a little bit of Facetune as well, my Instagram game truly shot up, and I am so proud of my nose contour now. It is one of my all-time favorite steps of my makeup routine, so that is why I created this one right here. It is perfect for just laying down that contour and bronzer shade right up in there, and then tilting it just to blend it out, and you get a snatched nose. For bronzer, we have the big and beefy M527 brush. I love this for going right in to blend together my contour and my natural skin tone just with a light bronzer shade, and it's really big so I can get a lot of areas if you're like me and you have a huge forehead as well. Next for blush, we have the E4 brush. This is just a synthetic fluffy angled brush. I really love this for blush application because you can either go light and lay down a light wash of color or really pack it on there for a bright kind of drag type of look. This brush has been in my collection since day one. Next for brows, we have the M158. Now for me personally, I definitely do prefer a brow pencil, so I will not be getting much use out of this brush, just being straight up honest, but I know so many of you sisters out there do love a good brow pomade. I mean, I definitely did in 2016. This type of brush and a brow pomade is literally what led me to James Charles Sharpie Block Brows. But when you know how to use this correctly, this brush can truly be a force to be reckoned with. It is just a tiny little angled brush on one end and a spoolie on the other end, just to brush the hairs all in place, and I do love a good angled brush. Once the brows are all filled in, I included the M410 brush just to clean up your brows with concealer underneath. It is just a flat concealer brush. And then I love using the M173 with just a little bit of translucent powder to blend in and set that concealer in place to prep for eyeshadow. Now moving on to what you guys know is my favorite part of my entire makeup routine, the eyeshadow. These brushes are going to be what you apply the James Charles X Morphe palette with, but there is a little bit of a twist. Now we of course have all the iconic brushes that you guys have seen me literally use since day one in all my tutorials. We have the M441. I love this brush. It is a big fluffy brush, perfect for layering down a transition shade into the crease. We have the M433, which is my all-time favorite crease brush. I literally have 27 of these in my collection, all with a different color eyeshadow stained in it. I love these for just layering down colors and packing things into the outer corner. Following the M433, we have the second brush that I created in collaboration with Morphe for this collection, and that is the M456. Now, this is literally the most iconic blending brush of all time because it is the M433's little sister. Now, we all know and love this brush. Like I was saying, I have 27 of them in my collection. This brush performs the exact same way as its older sister, being that it lays down color and also blends it out at the same time. But it is so perfect for people that have smaller eyelids, or if you want to do little detailed blending work and don't want to get that color absolutely everywhere. You literally need this in your collection. Give me like 2 weeks and I'll probably have 27 of these as well. We have the M224 brush. This is just a small concealer brush that I love for cutting the crease. Then we have the M166. I love this brush for packing on a color after I actually cut the crease. We also have the M124, which is kind of like the baby sister to the M166. I love this brush for packing on either a highlighter on the brow bone or when I'm doing like sunset smoky eyes and I have a lot of colors to pack all on the lid and blend it together. I love this for tapping on the shades. This brush is going to be like your holy grail tool for packing on those pressed pigments in the actual palette to really get maximum payoff. We also have the M506, which is like this tiny, fluffy, pointed, tapered blending brush. I love this for going in the outer V and deepening up the crease region. We also have the tiny little M152 brush. This is just a tiny little fluffy packing brush. It may be very, very small, but it definitely has a really important use. I love using this brush to blend in shadows on the lower lash line. We have the M250-1 brush. This is the smallest liner brush that Morphe makes, so you can really get an on fleek wing liner if you love a good gel liner. And last but finally not least, we have the M431. I love this tiny little pencil brush for highlighting either the tip of my nose or my inner corners. So those are all the brushes all complete, but you're probably thinking, what the heck, James? You said this was a 34-piece brush collection, and it is. What makes this collection so iconic and perfect for all my artists out there, this has never been done before, but every single one of the eye brushes that I handpicked out for this collection comes with a duplicate. Just to make it even better too, the M441, the M433, and my new baby brush, the M456, come with 3 because why not? Once I had the idea to actually create this brush set for all artists and to create duplicates as well, and Morphe was on board, I was so incredibly grateful and excited to get started. I know so many of you guys out there are true artists and work with color all the time. I mean, this is literally what my blending brush tub looks like. So many colors, so many of the same exact fluffy brushes that I know and love. And that is why I wanted to throw duplicates in there so all my artists out there can seamlessly create the looks that they want to without having to stop and clean their brushes in between, or without having to order a million different brushes all at different times. And that is the Morphe X James Charles brush set, all complete. You made it through the palette, you made it through the brushes. I've been holding this from you guys for far long enough. I'm sure you want to hear all about the launch. My beautiful artistry palette and all 39 shades inside, not including the sweat marks from swatching this all day long, will be retailing for $39 for 39 shades. And my 34-piece full face brush collection, including all the eye duplicates, the custom tubby, and the contour and blending sponge, a $218 value, will be retailing for $149. If you choose to buy them together, the sisters collection will be retailing for $188, but you can and should use code James for 10% off your purchase, of course, to get yourself a little bit of a sister's discount. If there's any time to use it, it's gonna be right now. Or I guess not right now. I should probably tell you guys when it's gonna launch, huh? The launch date? Get ready to mark your calendars and set your alarms. Tell your mom, your dads, your aunts, your uncles, your family, your best friends, and most importantly, your sisters, because we're going to be breaking makeup history on Tuesday, November 13th at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to leave all the information regarding the palette, the brush collection, the pricing, and the launch down in the description box down below. So don't forget to check down there so you guys make sure you have all the accurate information, and don't forget anything when it comes to launch. You guys, I think that it's all I have for today's video. Oh my God. I just want to say thank you so much to all of you sisters out there for following and supporting me since day one. This would not be possible if it were not for you guys. And thank you to Morphe for believing in me and making my vision come to life. I am so incredibly proud of all the products that I created, and I literally need you guys to all have these in your hands right now. I created this collection with every single person in mind, whether you like a simple like glam look, all the way to crazy avant-garde rainbow colorful drag. You can literally create any look you want with this palette and brush collection, and I cannot wait to see all of you sisters unleashing your inner artists. Oh my god, literally almost forgot. Hello! If you like the hoodie that I'm wearing right now that I've been teasing all over social media for the past few weeks, not only is my sister collection coming out with Morphe, but to match with my artistry palette, we also have the artistry collection launching on Sisters Apparel a few days after the palette launch. It'll be on November 15th, and we have this Sisters logo hoodie in rainbow. We also have the repeating logo hoodie on the back, and as well, we have the one piece that I am most excited about in the entire world. Our sister fans! I am literally obsessed with these. They produce so much air. I love these for when it's hot out, but more importantly, you guys know I use a lot of sister setting spray all throughout my makeup routine, and I love giving my fan a good thwart and letting it all dry in place and lock in. So that is the artistry collection. Super cute, super simple, super small. It is just going to be a limited edition launch on Sisters Apparel, so if you guys want to pick out any of the rainbow pieces, make sure to get them while they last, because once they are sold out, they are going to be gone. Make sure you guys follow me on my makeup journey. My Instagram and Twitter are both just James Chales, and my Snapchat is more behind the scenes type stuff. There's going to be so much palette related content coming very, very soon, and you are definitely not going to want to miss out. Everything will be posted there first, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you. Get ready for Tuesday, November 13th at 8 a.m. and I will see you in the next one. Bye.